In this section, role and function of Asian Development Bank, which is popularly known as ADB, are explained. Asian Development Bank is a regional development bank. It was established on 19th December 1966. That means it is a regional development bank. It is a development bank and also a regional development bank which was established on 19th December 1966. At the time of establishment, there was 31 members and it increased to 68 members. The Asian Development Bank was modeled closely on the organizational structure of the World Bank and has a similar weighted voting system also. And out of 68 members of ADB, 49 are from Asia. As of 31st December 2019, the top 5 shareholders of ADB are Japan and United States, which holds the share of 15.6%, and China 6.4%, India 6.3%, and Australia 5.8%. That means our shareholding, we are one among the 5 top shareholders of ADB. The major objective of Asian Development Bank is to promote social and economic development in Asia. That is, the promotion of social and economic development in Asia is the most important objective of Asian Development Bank. Another important objective, that is, it aims to promote social and economic development in Asia, and it is committed to achieving a prosperous, inclusive, resilient and sustainable Asia and Pacific by removing the extreme poverty. It is headquartered in Manila, Philippines. These are the basics of Asian Development Bank. That is, it was established on 19th December 1966. It is a regional development bank. At the time of establishment, it has 31 members. Now it has 68 members. Out of 68 members, 49 are from Asia. And India is one among the 5 top shareholders of ADB. The major objective is to promote social and economic development in Asia by eradicating poverty, and its headquarters is at Manila in Philippines. A brief history is given once again here. It was established in 1960s as a financial institution that would be in Asia in character and foster economic growth and cooperation in one of the poorest region in the world. That was the background of the establishment of Asian Development Bank, that is setting up a financial institution that would be of an Asian in character, and its aim should be fostering economic growth and cooperation of the region in the world, of a specified region in the world. First Ministerial Conference on Asian Economic Cooperation held by the United Nations Economic Commission for Asia and the Far East in 1963 actually created the vision for the establishment of Asian Development Bank. And thereafter, the Philippines, the capital of Manila, was chosen to host the new institution, which opened on 19th December 1966 with 31 members that came together to serve a predominantly agricultural region. Takeshi Watanabe was ADB's first president, and during 1960s, it focused much on the assistance on food production and rural development. That is, the idea was conceived in 1960s. The idea was to set up a financial institution that would be of Asian in character, and the aim should be for fostering economic growth and cooperation in the poorest regions of the world. And a resolution was passed in 1963, and on December 19, 1966, Manila was selected as the headquarters of this Asian Development Bank. And in the 1960s, they gave assistance on food production and rural development. When the world was suffered its first oil shock, ADB increased its support for energy projects, especially those promoting the development of domestic energy sources in member countries. And another major landmark was the establishment of Asian Development Fund in 1974 to provide low interest loan to ADB's poorest members. That is, in 1974, Asian Development Fund was started to help the poorest nation or the members by providing loans at a low rate of interest. In 1982, ADB opened its first field office in Bangladesh, and that was to bring operation closer to the people, that those who are in need. Later in the decade, ADB began working with non-government organization to help disadvantaged group. That is, they have started working with NGOs to help the disadvantaged people. ADB approved its largest single loan, a $4 billion emergency loan to Republic of Korea, and established the Asian currency crisis support facility to accelerate. And this was an emergency help to the Republic of Korea that was nearly $400 billion. In 1999, ADB adopted poverty reduction as its the major important goal. Asian Development Bank ensures, as we have already seen, prosperous, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable Asia and Pacific by eradicating poverty in the region. They provides loans, technical assistance, grants, and equity investment to promote social and economic development. That is, they mainly provides technical assistance, loans, grants, equity investment to promote social and economic development of the region in order to meet the objective to eradicate poverty in the region. In 2014, plans were announced to combine the lending operation of ADB's two main funds. That is, they combined together two important funds of ADB, the Asian Development Fund and its ordinary capital resources. And it aims at, it will boost the total annual lending and grant approvals to as high as $20 billion, that is 50% more than the current level when it takes effects in January 2017. That is, the merging was expected in by 2017. At that time, the expectation of ADB was to improve or boost the lending to the member countries. This was the development that happened in 2014 and which was established in 2017. Here in this section, major functions of Asia Development Banks are given. The first one is to promote investment in the region of public and private capital for development purpose. That is, promote investment in the region in the field of public and private capital for the development purposes. Second one, utilize the resources at its disposal for financing development of the developing member countries in the region by giving priority to those regional, sub-regional as well as national projects and programs which will contribute most effectively to the harmonious economic growth of the region, and special regards to the needs of the smaller or less developed member countries in the region. That is, the first one is to promote investment. Second one is utilization of resources for the development of the member countries is the second objective. Third one, meet the requirements for members in the region to assist them in the coordination of the development policies and plans with a view to achieving better utilization of the resources, making their economies more complementary and promoting the orderly expansion of their foreign trade and intra-regional trade. That is, provision of regional assistant as well as the coordination of the development policies and plans of the regional or member countries for the better utilization of their resources and thereby the development of the region is the third one. First one, promote investment. Second, proper utilization of resources for the better development. Third one, it is in the form of a providing guidance to the member nations for the proper utilization of resources for achieving the better utilization of resources. And next one is provide technical assistance for the preparation, financing and execution of development project and programs. That is, third one is the technical assistance. for the preparation, financing and execution of development projects and programs. Fifth one was cooperate in such a manner as bank may deem appropriate within the terms of agreement with the United Nations, its organs and subsidiary bodies including Economic Commission for Asia and Far East, and with public international organizations or other international institutions as well as national entities, whether public or private, connected with the investment of development funds in the region, and thereby enhance the opportunities for investment as well as the provision of assistance. That is, here the aim is the cooperation with other national, international and regional organizations and bodies for the proper investments as well as for the development of the nation. And next important function is undertake other activities and provide services as required by its member countries. Undertake activities and provide necessary advices and other helps as and when required by the member countries. Then the organization and management of ADB are given in this section, and in the Article 26 the structure of the bank is given, and as per the Article 26, bank shall have a board of governors, board of directors, a president, one or more vice president, and such other officers and staff as may be considered necessary. And Article 26 gives or explains the structure. It will have board of governors, board of directors, a president and vice president and other staffs. And Article 27 explains the board of governors. Its composition includes each member shall be represented on the board of governors and shall appoint one governor and one alternate. Each governor and alternate shall serve at the pleasure of appointing the appointing member. No alternate may vote except in the absence of his principal. Its annual meeting will designate one of the governor as the chairman of the office. Governors and alternates shall serve as such without remuneration from the bank, but the bank may pay them reasonable expenses incurred in attending the meeting. The present president of ADB is Masatsu Asakawa, is the president of the ADB, and he is the chairperson of ADB's board of directors. And he was selected and he was assumed his office on 17th January 2020. The role of ADB is given here. The ADB defines it as a social development organization that is dedicated at reducing poverty in Asia and Pacific through inclusive economic growth, environmentally sustainable growth and regional integration. That is, the most important role or the goal of Asian Development Bank is as a social development organization that is dedicated to reducing poverty in or which aims at reducing poverty in Asia and Pacific through inclusive economic growth, environmentally sustainable growth and regional integration. And this is carried through the investment in the form of loans, grants and information sharing in infrastructure, healthcare services, financial and public administration, helping nations to prepare for the impact of climate change or better manage their natural resources as well as other area. This is the goal of Asian Development Bank, to serve as a social development organization for reducing poverty in Asia and Pacific region, and they also they achieve this through investment in the form of loans, grants and information sharing, and the core area which they focus are the infrastructure, healthcare services, financial and public administration system. They help nations in preparing for the impact of climate change, better use of natural resources, etc. And the key area focused by ADB for providing funds and assistance are infrastructure, and this includes water and energy, transport, urban development, information and communication technology, etc. That is infrastructure is one of the important area which the ADB focuses. Second one is environment. Environmental, that is fuller utilization of resources mitigates the impact of climate change. Third one, regional cooperation and integration among the nations. Financial sector development by providing various helps and other advices. Education sector development, health, agriculture and natural resource development, that is poverty eradication is one of the important goal, and it can be gained by by giving proper attention to the agriculture and natural resources. And then public sector management, that is they focuses both on public and private sector. The sources of funding of ADB are the ADB raises funds through bond issues on the world's capital market. That is, they issue funds through the issue of bonds in the capital market. India's subscription to this about 7.09% with a voting power of 6.05 in 2020, 10, and in 2018 its share was 6.35 against the highest of Japan 15.67. And the Asian Development has also joined the Central Bank and Supervisors Network for Greening the Financial System, that is NGFS, as an observer. It was launched at Paris One Planet Summit on December 12, 2017, and it is a group of central banks and supervisors willing to share best practices and contribute to the development of environment and to control the climate risk management. That is, ADB is a member of this NGFS also. That is, as of 31st December 2019, ADB's first largest shareholders, as we have seen, is Japan, and they hold nearly 15.6%. The bank admits members of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific, that is UNESCAP, formerly the Economic Commission for Asia and Far East Asia, and non-regional developed countries. These members can also be a member of this Asian Development Bank. And voting right, it is modeled closely in the structure of World Bank and has a similar weighted voting system where the votes are distributed in proportion to the with members' capital subscription. That is, this capital subscription is the base for the voting right. In the following section, we'll see the India's role in Asian Development Bank. We know that India was the founding member of Asian Development Bank in 1966 and is now the fourth largest shareholder and top borrower. Now the one among the fifth. India started borrowing from ADB's ordinary capital resources in 1986, and India's lending was mainly in the field of energy, transport, communication, finance, industry, social urban infrastructure, and agriculture and irrigation sectors. The aim of Asian Development Bank is to support India in the field of the following areas we have seen: industrial competitiveness, job creation, that is mainly the funds are provided for the industrial competitiveness, then job creation, growth acceleration of low income states, environmental and climate change challenges. There are 6 sectors in India where we can see IDB's presence, that is transport, energy, water and urban services, finance and public sector management, agriculture and natural resources, and human development. The projects that are sanctioned by ADB spans in nearly 25 states. As we have seen, now the ongoing projects are mainly in railways and rapid transit system, renewable energy and energy efficiency, coastal protection, river bank strengthening and river basin management, urban environmental management including water management, sanitation, sewerage. ADB and India have signed a loan contract of nearly $206 million to strengthen the urban services in 5 Tamil Nadu states recently, and has listed its 10-year masala bonds worth 850 crores on the global debt listing platform of India INX. The Asian Development has prepared a conceptual development plan for Vizag Chennai Industrial Corridor VCIC, and ADB has also offered to provide $4 million to member countries to contain the coronavirus outbreak. These are some of the recent financial helps from the ADB to India. That is a loan agreement. India signed a loan agreement of $206 million. Then 10-year masala bond in global debt listing platform of India INX, and prepared a conceptual development plan for Vizag Chennai Industrial Corridor, and also offered to provide 4 million US dollar to member countries to contain the coronavirus outbreak. Here, the cumulative lending grants and technical assistance commitments to India are shown, and the various sectors in which the funds are given are also given. Now the most important, or the transport sector is the most prominent sector in which majority or the most of the ADB fund or the loan was sanctioned, followed by energy and finance. Nearly $47.96 billion was provided for nearly 730 on 31st December 2019. This about the structure and function and role of ADB. And finally, we examined the role of India in Asian Development Bank. And the points to remember here is that ADB is a regional development bank. It mainly aims at eradication of poverty. And in order to eradicate poverty, we all know that the utilization of resources or proper utilization of resources is a must. And most of the activities of the Asian Development Bank activities as well as financial aids are in tune to promote or to achieve that goal, and they mainly provides assistance in the field of transport, energy, urban infrastructure, etc., for the development of the nation. And India is a founder member, and we have availed funds, nearly a funds of about $47.96 billion, spanning about 730 projects as on December 2019.